Hey guys, it's Snoozy. We're going to be doing another Torchlight 3 overview, this time on the Marksman class. So the Marksman's going to be your typical ranger using bows. I think there's a pistol and then like a blunderbore rifle kind of thing. Essentially, you're going to be mixing between your two trees to get the full effect. Quite similar to how the Dusk Mage will work. So as you can see here, going through it, you have these little arrowheads, and this is going to be what's essentially going to be your mana. So when you run out of your stuff, you won't be able to cast anything more in the precision tree generally. You'll have to wait for the regen. It regens back pretty quick, but it only seems to matter for your precision tree here. For your adventurer tree, it doesn't really seem to use that resource, but it'll tie in with your precision tree. For instance, on your Goblin Legion here, the next, I believe it's 3 shots that you make from your precision skill will also summon an additional goblin. So a lot of the gameplay loop seems to be, you'll use an adventurer skill, swap over, use your precision skill to get the full effect, and then swap back, and then hopefully you don't run out of ammo. It's a pretty interesting concept. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't a huge fan of the precision skills. They kind of just felt bland. But I think it's more of a playstyle issue for me. I know people that have been playing Marksman and they have been liking the precision skills. So definitely try it out if you're looking for, the stereotypical archer character. See how it plays. See if you like it. With that said, in the precision tree, you're going to have your starter skill, which is tight grouping. Fire a slim cluster of arrows dealing 150% weapon damage to all targets in the arc, and it's going to take 4 ammo. Your tier 1 bonus is going to be tight grouping, which will slow your enemies for 40% movement speed for 2 seconds. Your tier 2 bonus is your 10% relic energy charge rate. Now remember that the energy or the tier 2 bonus for this is flat across the board. It's not unique to tight grouping. So essentially you might just get these passives just to have them. So your tier 3 bonus is tight grouping now fires a second burst every 3rd volley. So it's essentially just another, free shot after every 3. Increase the damage output that you have. Tight grouping to me is like a weakened multi-strike from Diablo 2. Or not multi-strike, multi-shot, I think is what it was called. It's been so long now. Essentially, it works pretty much the same, just a lot less arrows go out. The Onslaught ability is rain down a hailstorm of arrows from the sky, dealing 60% weapon damage and lasting 4 seconds. Costs 10 ammo. The duration of Onslaught will increase with the more points that you put into it. Your tier 1 bonus is a 50% duration for your Onslaught. So essentially you won't have to cast it as much. It'll keep doing damage. Really useful. Tier 2 bonus is a 10% damage to relic skills. Depending which relic you pick, it might be good. If you're picking, the cold relic, maybe you're doing more defensive stuff with it, so you don't really care about the damage. But if you're doing something offensive like Electrode, maybe you care. Tier 3 bonus is the Onslaught's rain of arrows now include explosive arrows that detonate in a small area for 75% weapon damage. Seems like a pretty big upgrade, seeing as how this only does 60% weapon damage for the base skill, and that's already doing 15% more. Targeted strikes is probably my favorite skill out of this tree. It works like a barrage, essentially. It fires 3 piercing shots, dealing 110% weapon damage. Your tier 1 bonus is going to be each successful hit of volley, now increases the damage 25% more damage. So the 3rd hit, if you hit every single time, will do a heck of a lot more damage. The tier 2 bonus is your ammo recharge rate, which is probably honestly just not good enough to put your 6 points in there anyways, just so you can get that extra ammo recharge rate, because I did find myself running out of a lot of ammo. Your tier 3 bonus is every 3rd targeted strikes fires larger arrows that deal double the damage. Double damage, always good, but the downside is you have to do it 3 times. It does cost 5 ammo, so it's only one more up from tight grouping. I tend to like targeted strikes over tight grouping. It seems to just clear better. I don't know if it's a playstyle kind of thing or what's going on with it, but I do like targeted strikes. So reload restores all of your ammo and resets the cooldowns for all of your adventurer skills. Remember, your adventurer skills are going to be your other skill tree. So putting additional skill points into it, you're going to get a cooldown reduction on reload, which is pretty useful. Your tier 1 bonus. Reload reduces ammo cost by 25% for 6 seconds, and your tier 2 bonus is going to be plus 30% damage for precision skills. Again, that's not just going to be reload, it's going to be all your precision tree. Tier 3 bonus, you get an additional charge, so what's not to like about that? You know, you can go ahead and restore all your ammo twice then, and reset all of your cooldowns in your adventurer tree. Explosive arrow will fire an explosive tipped arrow that detonates on impact for 280% weapon damage. Costs 5 ammo. Tier 1 bonus, explosive arrow makes enemies burn for 50% weapon damage for 3 seconds. Your tier 2 bonus is 5% chance for precision skills to stun for 1 second. Tier 3 bonus, using explosive arrow makes your next 3 ranged basic attacks explode for 50% weapon damage as well. Something that was weird for me is I assumed when I used this skill I would shoot like an arrow out in a straight line and hit something and then explode. It actually drops from the sky and almost works similar to how Onslaught works. I actually didn't really like it that way. I wish it was a projectile that shot forward. But again, it's just a gameplay decision that you might like better. Test it out, see what you prefer. Heartseeker, fire a piercing arrow that knocks enemies back and does 280% weapon damage on hit and leaves them bleeding for 40% weapon damage for 6 seconds. I really like this skill. I also like it a lot more because of the tier 1 bonus, which removes the ammo cost. Like I said, when I was playing my marksman, I had a lot of issues with ammo, so being able to remove that cost is really nice. However, the downside of this skill is there's an 8-second cooldown on it, which can be an issue. Your tier 2 bonus is 5% chance for precision skills to heal you for 5% of your total health on hit. Extremely good on paper, but again, remember with precision skills you are going to be limited by your ammo and how much ammo you can get back. Your tier 3 bonus, Heartseeker now fires 3 missiles that seek out enemies, dealing Heartseeker's weapon damage. So this will make it do a lot more damage. Like, obviously, you get 3 additional projectiles, hit 3 additional enemies for 280% weapon damage. Scattershot's an ability I haven't got a chance to use yet because my marksman's not high enough. But on paper, it seems like it would be really good. You use your ranged weapon and do a short range wide cone burst of projectiles, each dealing 290% weapon damage. Holding it down increases the damage up to 870%. And that's at level 1. Remember that for this skill, your scattershot damage is increasing by every point that you put into it. Your tier 1 bonus is a 50% scattershot range. Tier 2 bonus, 50% damage for ranged basic attacks, which is huge. Your tier 3 bonus is scattershot fully charged bonus is increased by 50%, which is insane. This thing will hit, seems like it should hit like a truck if you get that tier 3 bonus. Probably should finish leveling my marksman so I can actually play it. I feel like this is really when the class would come online for me personally. Now over in your adventurer tree here, you have Scout Bones, which summons an ancient rat spirit swarm that moves slowly, piercing targets for 120% weapon damage, and it leaves them poisoned for another 60% weapon damage for 2 seconds. Your adventurer bonus is your next 3 precision skills apply Scout Poison of a duration of 6 seconds. So one of the nice little niches for this early on is if you take the Bane artifact, you get a level, I think you get this at level 2 if you don't have a Respectable at level 1, essentially. And it'll give you pretty much a guaranteed poison, which means with your Bane artifact, you're spawning those little spiders every time you, with a 10% chance on hit, I believe it is, for the 1 point in there. So you can really get that to start coming online really early in the game when you're playing this character. Your tier 1 bonus is Scout Bones, now give an extra stack of its precision still buff. So now you'll get 4 shots to keep that poison going, which can be pretty huge for Bane. Tier 2 bonus is critical hit chance for precision skills is increased by 10%. And your tier 3 bonus is Scout's Bones now fire 3 balls of rats, which is interesting. I'm not sure if they're in a straight line or if they come out in like a cone shape. Either way, if you're taking Bane, this is really nice early on to secure that poison damage. We talked briefly about Goblin Legion. Essentially, you summon a couple goblins, and then your adventurer bonus for that is you'll get 1 goblin per time you use a precision skill. I think it's 3 more times. So you'll want to use Goblin Legion, then precision skill, precision skill, precision skill to get all of your goblins out as quick as possible. Your tier 1 bonus is 12-second increased lifespan for goblins, which is pretty huge. Tier 2 bonus, 65% damage for your pet. I believe this bonus will also be across the board, so if you took Bane, those little spiders that you had will do more damage, and the big spider will do more damage as well. Your tier 3 bonus is Goblin Legion now supplies a ghostly goblin brute who deals damage 75% of your weapon damage. So, not bad. Hopefully the brute's AI is pretty good. I haven't gotten it that far because for me to actually level this out, I would have to be a lot higher level because I'm really interested in getting the Loyal Shasta, which is the last skill in the tree. Ghost Visage is your movement skill for the class. You drop into the spirit realm and reappear in a new location, after which you're intangible, making you unable to be targeted or take damage for 6 seconds or until you attack again. This is pretty much a point-and-click teleport with some additional bonuses. You also get the next 3 precision skills will be critical hit chance increased by 50%. Your tier 1 bonus is going to be Ghost Visage gains an additional charge, which is really nice that it's a tier 1 bonus. If you remember the Dusk Mage, I think that was a tier 3 bonus to get that. Your tier 2 bonus is 25% chance to become intangible after using a potion for 3 seconds. Might be nice, you get swarm, pop a potion, heal, and then you can run. Tier 3 bonus, triggering Ghost Visage leaves a specter behind and will taunt the enemy for 2 seconds. Really nice. You get swarmed, you pop your teleport, they're going to sit there beating on your specter for 2 seconds when you just unleash damage. Rizzy's Fate, summon a field of hungry demon sprites, collectively known as Rizzy. Their grasping hands damage enemies for 70% weapon damage and slow them for 50%. It lasts 6 seconds, and your next 3 precision skills will immobilize targets for 2 seconds. I really like the skill just for the slow. Gives you a lot more area control and ability to kite stuff. Your tier 1 bonus is a 50% duration, which is fantastic, again, because I like to use this for the slow, not so much for the damage. The tier 2 bonus is 10% damage to blinded, slowed, or stunned enemies. If you're going to be using Rizzy's Fate, well, they're already slowed, so that's a 10% damage bonus across the board. Tier 3 bonus, a ghostly Netherim caster appears in the Rizzy Fate spell area, attacking enemies for 50% weapon damage. So, pretty strong, especially for the slow. I really like slows in this game. They just give you a lot more breathing room, especially on the higher difficulties. Sacrifice to Goose, you're going to call down a giant eagle that you named Goose for some reason, and he deals 60% weapon damage, knocks enemies back, and he applies vulnerability for 25% damage. So essentially, you'll be doing additional damage every time you hit them. Your next 3 precision skills will fire 3 ghostly eagles on activation, dealing 40% weapon damage. These 3 eagles come out in like a cone form. Your tier 1 bonus is plus 20 damage vulnerability for Sacrifice to the Goose. So one of the main reasons you're going to use it is for vulnerability, and that's increased when you get more points in there, so that's pretty strong. Tier 2 bonus 10% for Sharpshooter skill cooldowns. Seems nice on paper, but I haven't been able to manage my ammo effectively, so essentially the cooldowns aren't too much of an issue because I just run out of mana. Or arrows. Ammo. Whatever it's called. Tier 3 bonus, Sacrifice to Goose Adventurer bonus fires 2 additional eagles. Just gives you some more area clear. Really useful there. Curse of Pi Pi, or PP. I don't know what they want me to call that. Conjure forth the watchful presence of the insanity-inducing god PP, inflicting 60% weapon damage and reducing their damage by 25%. Your next 3 precision skills will also apply this curse, stacking it up to 2 more times. The Dusk Mage has something similar, but there's a 50% right off the start. But if you can stack it up to 2 more times, I'm assuming that's a 75% reduction maybe, so it might be a little bit better in that regard. It has some wind-up time. Your tier 1 bonus is killing cursed enemy returns 10% ammo, which is fantastic, because I've said multiple times, I had a lot of trouble managing my ammo on this class. Your tier 2 bonus is a 10% chance to return ammo on kill for precision skills. Again, great. I probably should be maxing this on my marksman the more I read this. Curse of PP pulses additional 2 times after its initial activation. Just longer uptime, always worth it. You have the Loyal Shasta, which is just like a pet wolf that'll follow you around. There's some legendaries to really make this strong. The 12-second increase for your summon duration is your tier 1 bonus. The tier 2 bonus is a 50% increased damage to taunted enemies. And I know it doesn't say it here, but the Loyal Shasta will taunt stuff for you. Your tier 3 bonus is Shasta now has a burning area around her, dealing 50% weapon damage, which is great. You just a constant damage buff from having her out. If you're going a pet class, you're going to have a lot of time with her out. I mean, you're a pet class. You're going to be using this quite a bit. It's nice. Highly suggest Bane because I play this like a pet class. Here is the 8-legged allies I was talking about when we were talking about the rat skill for getting that early on poison. You can have additional spiders per points you put in there. You get a 10% chance to have them. If you have fast attack speed and they're poisoned, it stacks up really, really quick. On top of that, you also can summon a spectral spider, which will do 100% weapon damage, and it'll poison for 75% weapon damage for 4 seconds. This thing is also insanely strong early on in the game. I don't know how well it scales near the end, but I absolutely love this skill. I pretty much play Marksman as a Bane class anyways. I put a lot of points into stuff here. Another pet that you can get is the Staff skill. So essentially, your basic attacks have a chance to conjure an enchanted staff, and this will attack enemies on its own for 20 seconds, which is nice. But the big part of this for me is the relic energy generation while using basic attacks. So if you're going poison, you're going to be trying to hit really fast anyways to get these spiders out, and you're going to want your relic energy to get these spectral spiders out. So this is a pretty good skill overall for just passively happening. The last summon that you can get that I believe here is going to be the tier 1 bonus, where you summon a spider queen. I haven't actually gotten this skill yet, so I think it's a summon that'll follow you around, but it might not be. But anyways, I'm definitely going to test this out once I get my marksman high enough. And then this is one of the big reasons I took this with the marksman is Puppet Master. Grants you increased power over those who fight for you. So your minions do additional damage, so it'll affect your Bane plus your, it's not precision, what is this tree? Whatever this tree is. Over here, it'll affect your little goblin guys and your Shasta. So I really think Bane is going to be the big damage dealer here. If you're not going to use Bane, I would probably, just out of personal preference, go Electrode if you're going to go up to it to be a damage dealer. Localized Storm is insanely strong. I absolutely love this skill. Does random storm calls around you. Your tier 1 bonus strikes more often. Tier 3 is it hits strikes 2 enemies each time it goes. It also increases your damage by 25% more while active and 10% movement speed. And there's a lot of other different passives in here to get some shock bonuses and stuff that happens while you shock things. So this does a lot of damage. The other one is probably the Flaming Destroyer or the Blood Drinker. I don't have a lot of experience in these two, but these will give you additional damage. Blood Drinker will give you a lot more bleed damage and the ability to heal yourself more often. I do not recommend Cold Heart. I say this in all of my videos. I just thoroughly did not enjoy this relic. The Ice Goblin is the reason I built it originally with the Marksman, thinking another big, summon would be helpful. He seemed to just get in the way more often than not, trying to highlight over an enemy. I'd get the Ice Golem. I just really did not enjoy this tree. But if you want to be extremely defensive, the Cold Heart Relic is the way to go. You can encase yourself in ice, preventing the next 3 damage sources. You can get Frost Skin, which will recharge every 70 seconds if you only have 1 point in it, which will prevent the next damage from a single hit. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can do here. If you're using a rifle or a pistol, you also get basic attack damage increase, relic regeneration here, and chance to fire an icicle by using large bores. So there is an incentive to use this. It just does not match my playstyle, and I'd highly recommend still going Bane if you're going to go a pet class. So really that's it. That's what the marksman's all about. You're going to alternate between, summoning your minions, using stuff on your tree, and then going back to your precision tree and getting the full effects of those. So the marksman's a pretty interesting class. I would still recommend playing as a pet class. For me personally, I don't really have any interest in just going pure precision skills and going that route. Anytime I build a marksman, it will be going with the Bane tree and going a pet class. So hopefully I did the class justice. Hopefully you guys learned something, have some more interest maybe in running the marksman. I can tell you right now, if you make it a pet class with Bane, it is really fun. It's probably my second favorite class, with the Dusk Mage remaining my first class favorite. So highly recommend either of these classes. If you like the Archer, I recommend going here. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So if you guys have any other questions, please let me know. Comment on the video. On my channel, there is a link to my Twitter. You can reach out to me there. I try to get back to you guys as soon as I can with any questions or anything. So you just got to reach out. Let me know what you think of the video. Ask your questions. I can try to clarify anything. So reach out to me whenever you get a chance. So hopefully you guys reach out. Hopefully you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you come back and see the other class videos that I'm working on. I have 2 more to do. The Dusk Mage one is already out. So get going. Have some fun. Play the game. Let me know. And just take it easy. See you guys.